Good morning, everybody. Spartan Alphazulu here, bringing you more underused action. And this time, a rematch against kurAmOz. Looking at his team: Magnemite, Alolan Muck, Scizor, Nidoking, Sesamotoad, Fortress. He's got those defensive Pokemon that you just have to get around those walls. You got to get those walls of Jericho down before you can start making dents in his team. And it really would have benefited me to have a wall breaker of some kind. He's going to start off with Fortress. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Galvantula because I want to get my Sticky Web up, but I figured he may start off with Fortress anyways because I think he did in the last battle. I can't remember. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunder this time, though, because if I go with the Sticky Web, he's probably just going to Rapid Spin it away. So I'm going to be safe, going for the Thunder, and I'm going to put it in the red, netting a critical hit. It wouldn't have OHKO'd anyway because he gets the ability Sturdy, so it would have lived with 1 HP regardless. But that is good. I do not mind getting a crit on a Fortress, putting it in the red. So that was awesome for me. kurAmOz inspired me to make a Fortress. Like Fortress is just an awesome Pokemon, and he's always been an awesome Pokemon, especially because of his defensive stats, his typing, netting him like 1 weakness. So he's just an awesome Pokemon. So I went ahead and made a Fortress my own, and he's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and switch out when he brings a Nidoking, going for the Sludge Wave. I don't want to lose Galvantula just yet because I do want to get my Sticky Web up. And Sludge Wave doing a very considerable amount of damage to Tentacruel, not enough that I got to worry about though. And now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Scald. I was hoping he would keep it in, but he's going to go ahead and switch into that Alolan Muck. And my Tentacruel does not know Toxic Spikes. I put Toxic Spikes on it. But thinking about it now, I might take it back off because there's a lot of poison types running rampant in the UU tier. More in the OU tier, in my opinion. I mean, in the OU tier, you got like Toxapex, and that's the only one that comes to mind right away. In the UU tier, you got Alolan Muck, you got Nidoking, you got Gengar, you got Tentacruel. And there's just seems to be a lot more poison types in the meta in UU than there is in OU. But anyways, we're both gonna switch out our Pokemon. He's gonna go into that Sesamotoad. I'm gonna go into Mega Aggron. And Mega Aggron is really fun. He's actually pretty awesome. He's not an offensive Mega like most Megas are. He's a very defensive Mega Pokemon. And the reason I went with Mega Aggron is because I saw a video of Visualize Mega Aggron, and he's just awesome. Granted, Visualize is a hell of a lot better Wi-Fi battler than me. Visualize gets paid to do this. that's how Visualize earns his paychecks. Me, I just do this, because it's fun. Granted, I'm not very good at it, and I don't get money for it. I went ahead and brought in Galvantula. He's going to switch out Sesamotoad, sensing that something was amiss, which sucks, because the change that I made to Galvantula was I threw a Giga Drain on it. And the reason I did this is because I kind of felt like Galvantula needed an answer for Sesamotoad for Swampert, and I see nothing wrong with hitting them with a 4 times weakness to grass. And it was also just awesome that Galvantula learned Giga Drain in the first place. I'm going to go ahead and set up my Sticky Web against this Alolan Muck, and he's going to Fire Punch, probably taking Galvantula out of the match, but I live with 47 health, luckily enough. And Poison Touch, as always, is going to rear its ugly face, poisoning my Galvantula. And I was hoping I could get a Thunder off on this Pokemon, and I do, but Dodge, Duck, Dip, Dive, Dodge, and I'm going to lose Galvantula to knock off, which sucks. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, that's why I went with Mega Aggron, which, by the way, if you saw the match between me and Visualize, it's on his channel. Yeah, he wipes the floor with me. It's not even a match. It's Visualize just taking me out like Pokemon after Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Crocodile. He's going to switch out going into Fortress, thinking maybe he can get a Rapid Spin off, or actually he was probably just going to throw Fortress out because I did set up Stealth Rocks. So that's fine. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning and I haven't had my freaking coffee, so forgive me. I'm going to go for the knockoff, but he ended up switching that Alolan Muck out, going into Fortress. Fortress is out of the match. Now he's going to bring Sesamotoad back in, and I don't want to lose Crocodile yet. I don't want to get scalded and get a burn, which with my luck that would have happened. So I'm going to switch back into Tentacruel and just take the Scald or this knockoff, which sucks because I don't want to lose my Black Sludge. I was hoping he would have gone for the Scald, but he ended up going for the knockoff instead, which I had to switch anyway. I would have rather have lost a Black Sludge on Tentacruel than lose Choice Scarf on Crocodile. That Choice Scarf is what makes Crocodile awesome. And he's going to go back into Nidoking because Tentacruel and Sesamotoad, that's not going to go anywhere. So he's going to go back into Nidoking. and I'm going to go ahead and see what this Scald is going to do, but I want to Rapid Spin first. I want to get rid of his entry hazards. I am going to Scald, but first I'm going to Rapid Spin because I wanted to get those entry hazards out of there. So now he has entry hazards just on his side of the field. That puts me in a good position against kurAmOz. Scald taking Nidoking out of the match because of a critical hit. A second crit in the game that's going to take Nidoking out. So that was a very lucky break there. I don't know if that crit mattered or not. Tentacruel's, Tentacruel's special attack is not the best, so I'm going to say that crit did matter. He's going to bring Sesamotoad back in, and I'm going to keep Tentacruel in. I don't want to use Scald against this, I'm going to switch Tentacruel out because I don't want to lose it to an Earth Power. And if I Scald a Sesamotoad, it has Water Absorb, so it would just gain some HP back, and you don't want to do that to Sesamotoad. Earth Power, doing an okay amount of damage to Mega Aggron, but because of that filter ability, it lowers the damage that super effective moves do. And that is what makes him an awesome defensive wall. Even special defense, I mean, his special defense stat is of course lower than his defense stat, but that filter ability is what makes him awesome. It's what makes him viable, although he does lack recovery. I'm going to go ahead and Toxic Sesamotoad because I see nothing wrong with putting a clock on a freaking defensive Pokemon. Granted, it'll be a very slow clock. I'm going to switch out Mega Aggron. I don't want to get burned, and I'm going to bring in my Celebi. Because, I mean, if anything can do anything to Sesamotoad, it's Celebi with its Grass and Psychic typing. And he's definitely going to go ahead and switch. He does not want to lose Sesamotoad here. And I'm going to go ahead and Nasty Plot. And, man, the thing with Celebi is just, every time I use her, I wish I did not use her. She's not as viable as she once was, and Celebi used to be a force to be reckoned with. And I think it was just, Alolan Muck getting that dark typing, that's another thing that hurt, because base Muck, or Kanto Muck, was just a regular poison type, meaning psychic attacks can work against it, and Celebi wouldn't have a problem with that, especially after this Nasty Plot. Throwing a dark type on it, though, hurt so freaking much. Well, it hurt, other Pokemon. It didn't hurt Alolan Muck at all. That was just a huge benefit for Alolan Muck. But like Pokemon like Celebi and other psychic types, they can't do much to an Alolan Muck. And here's where you got to be careful with Mega Aggron. He goes with Infestation, which that would have done a crap ton of damage to Celebi. And normally, Mega Aggron would just laugh at it, but you got to watch out for the wear down of HP on Mega Aggron. You got to be careful how you use it. You don't want it to come in on a lot of attacks, which that was a mistake I made in this battle. I should have switched more accordingly, because Mega Aggron does not have a form of recovery. You don't want chip damage to just slowly wear it down. And the good thing, well, there is no good thing about that, but Sesamotoad is kind of the same way. Sesamotoad does not know any form of recovery outside of its Water Absorb. So you got to be careful with those water attacks, but I'm slowly just going to end up wearing it down. And that's one of the reasons why I did hit it with the Toxic. Even though it would be a slow freaking clock, like I said, it eventually would just get taken out of the match. But he's going to go ahead and take Aggron out here. I'm going to let him have Aggron. And he's going to be, I think, a Pokemon up on me, which sucks. But that's just one of the very bad things about Mega Aggron is, you don't want to just wear him down too much. Scald is going to take Mega Aggron out of the match, and oh my goodness, this is just frustrating me because I need to get these freaking walls down. I need to get Alolan Muck out of the way. I got Fortress out of the way. I need to get Alolan Muck out of the way. I need to get the Sesamotoad out of the way. I'm going to go into my Terrakion. Why do I always forget this Pokemon's name? And I'm going to go ahead and go for the close combat. The one thing I don't like about these rock types in the UU tier is Scizor dominates. Scizor is a force to be reckoned with. If there's a Pokemon to have a check for in the UU tier, it's Scizor. Similar to how Landorus, Landorus is in the OU tier. If you don't have a check for Landorus, you're doing OU wrong. You need something to put Scizor in check to just make it to where it can't do Scizor things. And that's just what sucks about these rock types like Terrakion, Aerodactyl. Bullet Punch is going to definitely knock Terrakion out of the match, and that's just, that's what sucks. It also sucks because Terrakion's fighting and rock. It sucks that the fighting types don't resist steel. I thought they did, but they don't. And so it would have hit for neutral damage. I don't know if it still would have taken it out. Bullet Punch taking Tentacool out of the match, and now he just went up 2 Pokemon against me. So I'm in trouble here. I was hoping because it resists Bullet Punch that Tentacruel would just kind of live through it and I can get some Scald damage on it, but that's not the case. So he's going to switch out, thinking that I threw Hidden Power Fire on my Celebi, which I have not. I've done it, but at this point in time, I had not. So its moveset is still Nasty Plot, Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, and Giga Drain, holding the Psychium Z, which I'm going to go ahead and waste my Z move here because Alolan Muck's Dark typing is not going to allow it to be affected by the Psychium Z, or whatever the heck it's called. But anyways, I just wasted my Z move there, which, I mean, I was hoping he would keep Scizor in and I could just do some damage to it. That's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it at such slow health that maybe Krookodile can deal with it. I don't even know if Krookodile can still deal with it. But anyways, I'm going to Dazzling Gleam his Alolan Muck 2 times, putting it pretty low. It doesn't do as much damage as I would have liked. And he's going to Poison Jab Celebi after a knockoff to take it out of the match. So now all I have left is Krookodile. I'm solely relying on Krookodile here. And he has Alolan Muck, Scizor, and that Magnemite, which he's not going to bring Magnemite in against this. No, you know, he's going to want to keep that Magnemite at bay because, I mean, I'll just Earthquake the hell out of it, and that'll take it out of the match. Earthquake is going to take this Alolan Muck out of the match. I was really hoping he would switch into Scizor just so I can get some damage on it. But oh well. I'm going to take the Magnemite out, or I'm going to take the Alolan Muck out, excuse me, and I'm going to get a Moxie buff. And this is where I was hoping I could just clean house here because I'm up 1 attack stage. And Scizor is going to take some Stealth Rock damage. It's not putting it as low as I wanted it. I wanted it a little bit lower than that. And Sticky Web is just null and void here because he's got freaking Bullet Punch. So, moment of truth right here. He's going to Bullet Punch, which I saw that coming. But it's not going to take out my Krookodile. And Earthquake, after a Moxie buff, is saddeningly, whatever, it's not going to take Scizor out. Scizor lives with like 1 or 2 health, and Bullet Punch is going to knock out my Krookodile. That was a very, very close and crazy match against kurAmOz. kurAmOz, if you are watching this, that was a very good match, my friend, and we need to have more matches like that. Very good match, man. I appreciate the battle. It's always fun battling you. Moving on to the battle with Chris. And just for the record, guys, both of these players I met in Discord. kurAmOz is not in my Discord server, but I would love it if you join. And Chris actually is in my Discord server. So, looking at his team, I don't really remember what he had. I know he's got a Rotom Heat, and he's got a few other Pokemon. Me and Chris actually go at it quite a bit. He actually just loves battling. Even if win or lose, after you battle him, he'll be like rematch, and he'll just battle the heck out of you. And that's what I like about him. That's what I like doing. He will provide you with like a lot of freaking opportunities to just battle your heart out. And he's really just an awesome guy. If you do join my Discord server and you battle him, he's awesome. You're in for a treat. He's going to switch out into the Rotom Heat, so he's going to try and just defog my Sticky Web right away. And that sucks because I want Sticky Web up. Sticky Web is just a crippling freaking entry hazard, man. Even in the OU tier, Sticky Web does work. And I could see why like Visual Eye and other people use it. He did not go for the defog. He went for the Overheat right off the bat, and I switched. And luckily, Swampert just, it missed Swampert. Now he's going to defog, and I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks, which I should have gone for the Scald right away because it wouldn't have taken Rotom Heat out. I just would have loved to do some damage to it and put it close to getting it out of the match. But Rotom Heat does learn Will-O-Wisp, and I'm really afraid of Will-O-Wisp because, like I said, as you've seen in videos, as you've probably seen yourself, it freaking cripples the attack stat, and that sucks. He's going to bring in Bronzong, so my Stealth Rocks are at least up. Sticky Web is gone, but my Stealth Rocks are at least up. And he's going to bring in Bronzong, and I get a burn on it, which I will take that. I will take residual damage on a Bronzong, because Bronzong is an annoying freaking defensive Pokemon. Why do I say it like that? Bronzong. Say it like, I don't know, what is that? Is that Baltimore? I don't know what that is. Anyways, I'm going to switch out Swampert. Going in with my Hydreigon, because I can Fire Blast this thing, I can Dark Pulse it, and it'll hit it for super effective damage because Steel types sadly no longer resist Dark type moves. He's going to go ahead and set up his own entry hazards, and I'm telling you right now, man, I should have gone for the U-turn. I don't think I do, but I should have gone for the U-turn because, I do go for the U-turn. I should have gone for the Fire Blast. I knew it didn't work out either way I went. I should have gone for the Fire Blast because I could have taken this annoying freaking Pokemon out of the match, or even the Dark Pulse, but I didn't think he was going to keep it in because, it's Bronzong. So anyways, I'm going to switch into my Chestnut, and he's going to get a Toxic off on my Chestnut. Maybe he didn't think I knew Fire Blast. I'm not sure. I should have just gone for the Fire Blast right off the bat. No Guts, No Glory. Go for it. But I mean, sometimes whenever you're battling guys, like that's just sometimes you got to play it safe, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. Sometimes it does. Sometimes though, you just got to go for it. You just got to say screw it and go for the kill. And that was one of those instances where I should have just said screw it and gone for it, because I would have been down a he would have been down a Bronzong. I'd have been up. I mean, Bronzong's a freaking Pokemon you want to get rid of. He's going to switch into Nidoking against my Chestnut. I don't want to get hit with a Sludge Wave or a Sludge Bomb or whatever to the face, but I'm going to get my spikes up, getting me one additional entry hazard along with a Stealth Rock. And I'm going to swap out, though. I don't want to lose Chestnut here. And I know, though, because I've faced this Nidoking before, I know he's going to substitute. But I have nothing to break that sub. I got no reason to keep Chestnut in. So I got to switch out, and I got to bring something in that can take any hit this Pokemon's going to deal to me and break the substitute. And the only thing I can think to do that is Swampert, because I resist its poison typing with my ground typing. I resist Ice Beam with my water typing. I don't know what Earth Power would do, but I need to get rid of this substitute. That was the only reason I brought Swampert in. It was the only Pokemon I could think of to break the sub, because I knew the substitute was coming. Although I'm not sure, maybe losing Chestnut would have been the right choice there. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't have, like I said, Chestnut doesn't really have any moves to break the substitute right off the bat. And Earthquake is going to break the substitute. But I'm going to lose, sadly going to lose Swampert here, because that Earth Power did a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. I was hoping the leftovers would put me like in a range where I could live with like maybe 1 or 2 health, but sadly I'm not. So Earth Power is going to knock out my Swampert, netting Chris first blood in this match. And that sucks for me. That really does suck. Now I'm going to bring Hydreigon back in. I'm thinking I can Draco Meteor this thing out and just get rid of it, because I want it gone. I should have, however, gone for the U-turn or the Fire Blast or anything, because I immediately forgot that he still freaking had Bronzong. So I'm all over the place this match. And yeah, Draco Meteor's not going to do much to a Bronzong. Sadly, though, that burn is just going to slowly chip away at it. But I want it lower than that. I want it out of the match is what I freaking wanted. So, like I said, I should have gone for the Fire Blast right off the bat. I would not have had to deal with this Pokemon anymore, and that would have put me up 1, and because I would have had First Blood. That would have just gotten the momentum going. And sometimes just getting the momentum going is what you need to just freaking start winning the match and start getting ahead. I'm going to bring Galvantula back in. I don't see him doing too much to Galvantula, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get my Sticky Web up, and maybe it'll stick. See what I did there? But he's going to bring in Rotom, seeing the switch coming. And now he's probably going to be able to defog, which if he does defog, I'm okay with that. He gets rid of his own freaking entry hazards. Granted, I have more entry hazards up than he does. But, I mean, at this point, who cares? Like, it's already this point in the match. I got 3 entry hazards up at this point, and I'm pretty sure he's going to just defog them away, which he does. So that at least gets the entry hazards, removed across the board. I'd rather have mine up, but I don't have a Rapid Spinner. So, anyways, after that defog, everything is just gone. And, yeah, Galvantula can't really do much to a Rotom Heat. So I can either switch out here, set my Sticky Web back up, or lose the Galvantula. And I'm going to set Sticky Web up and just lose Galvantula. Because if I had to keep an entry hazard up, I'd rather it be Sticky Web. Because Sticky Web is just so freaking crippling. It screws over mega offensive teams. Hyper offensive teams do not like Sticky Web, because a lot of hyper offensive teams just rely on on their sweepers to come in and clean house. But when you lower that speed stat, even if it's one stage, it just wrecks their entire freaking strategy. However, he does not have a hyper offensive team. I mean, he's got Rotom, he's got Bronzong, I got walls I got to deal with. I'm going to bring in my Haxorus, and this Haxorus, it's not the same Haxorus that you've seen in the video before. This Haxorus is adamant nature, because I wanted to see what an adamant Haxorus would do with Sticky Web up. I want to see how well it could clean house. I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance, giving me up 1 speed, 1 attack, and he's got the Sticky Web to deal with. However, I do remember seeing a Banette in his freaking on his freaking team, and the thing that sucks about Banette is once it Mega Evolves, because Banette does have a Mega Evolution, it gets the ability Prankster, which puts non-attacking moves up a priority. And Banette is a Ghost type, so it gets freaking Destiny Bond. Earthquake is going to take Bronzong out of the match, finally getting rid of that annoying freaking Pokemon, and he's going to bring in Banette. So I know immediately that Destiny Bond is coming. I have a choice to make here. Do I just say screw it and get rid of the Banette? Do I lose Haxorus? And losing Haxorus, or do I switch out? So I went ahead and swapped out. What I should have done, I'm thinking I should have just gotten rid of the freaking Bennett, because it would have, yes, I would have lost Haxorus, but Bennett would have been out of my freaking face and out of my way. And I mean, sometimes you got to do that. I mean, that's the thing that sucks about Bennett is, I mean, you got to get rid of it. You might as well just bite the bullet and get rid of it. And that's what I should have done. I should have just bitten the bullet and get rid of it. I should have even just used the Z move on it. Just freaking use my Z move, getting rid of it. Yes, I would have lost Haxorus. But as I said, at this point in the match, who cares? I have to make a dent in his team. And Bennett would have been an awesome Pokemon to get rid of. But I switched out, bringing in Chestnut. I know that Chestnut can't do much to Bennett, but I also know Bennett can't do much to Chestnut. I'm going to go ahead and switch out here, bringing in my Hydreigon. And at this point, I have to lose a Pokemon, because he'll just Destiny Bond and Destiny Bond and Destiny Bond. Which, as annoying as that would be, it's going to happen. So that's another reason why I should have just said, screw it, let's lose Haxorus. He's going to bring in his Rotom Heat again. And this time, Bronzong is gone. So I'm thinking, oh, hey, I can Draco Meteor and just abuse it. No, I can't. I forgot he had a Primarina on the team. One thing I got to ask. When you guys are battling on the 3DS, do y'all remember the opponent's team just by looking at it? Do y'all take pictures with your phones? I try and remember it just by looking at it. I gotta say, that does not work out for me. I would not have gone for the Draco Meteor. I guarantee if I took a snapshot with my phone, I would not have gone with Draco Meteor. And the thing that sucks is, like, a good amount of my Pokemon were weak to freaking fairy type attacks. So I went ahead and just said, screw it, let's lose Chestnut. So Chestnut's out of the match after taking that Moonblast. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Beedrill, go with my Beedrill. And the reason this is a different Beedrill than the one you saw, I freaking found out that Beedrill learns Swords Dance. And I immediately, after learning this, I just had to try this. I had to try it out. And I needed to try it out. It just sounded awesome. Adaptability, a high freaking attack, and then boosting it with Swords Dance. It just sounds stupid. So he's going to switch out, bringing in Rotom, not wanting to lose the Primarina. I should have gone for the Swords Dance right off the bat. Instead, I went for the knockout because I knew he was going to switch. But I don't know. After a Swords Dance, I don't know if Poison Jab would have taken out the Rotom Heat. I hope it would have, but I just wanted to. I wasn't sure. I wasn't confident enough. Confidence is another thing. Sometimes you got to be confident in all your Pokemon. He's going to go ahead and go for the Bisharp. Thing that sucks is Sticky Webs up. He's going to get a nice little Defiant boost out of this. That sucks. Bisharp is a stupid Pokemon. What Defiant does, it raises the attack stat if any other stat is lowered. So the speed got lowered from Sticky Web. Defiant procced, putting his attack up. I have a Bisharp actually. He's awesome. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go into Haxorus. I know he was going to Sucker Punch, and I ain't losing Mega Beedrill like that. So he's going to go ahead and Sucker Punch Haxorus. It's going to live barely with 11 health, and Earthquake is going to take Bisharp right out of the match. So maybe it's a good thing I did not go for the Devastating Drake on that Bennett, because I wouldn't have been able to take out this Bisharp here. But then I don't know. I guess maybe that I don't know if that was my best move. So he's going to bring Mega Bennett in, and at this point I'm thinking, like, screw it, I'll go for the Devastating Drake and take it out. But being the freaking Ghost type, Bennett learned Shadow Sneak. So Shadow Sneak is going to take my Haxorus out of the match. And that sucks. I'm going to bring Hydreigon back in. She's got Primarina. So I don't want to freaking Draco Meteor away. Gosh, freaking Fairy types just hurt dragons so freaking much. I knew he was going to switch, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the U-turn. And that was actually one of the more pivotal turns of this match, because I'm trying to just stay in this game, even with just Beedrill and Hydreigon, which I think that's all I have left. Yeah, all I have left is Beedrill. Beedrill. That's the name of my hometown, oddly enough. Beedrill and Hydreigon is all I got left. So I'm trying to just stay in this match. And I should have known he was going to switch. At that point, I should have gone for the Swords Dance. I should have said, screw it, and gone for the Swords Dance. Poison Jab is going to do a crap ton of damage to Rotom, and it's going to 2-KO it with that health. With the health it had left, it's going to 2-KO it. That normally would not have 2-KO'd. He's going to bring Bennett in, and I don't know what to do at this point, because he's got Bennett, he's got Nidoking, and he's got Primarina. Those are his last 3 Pokemon. Banette is the only one standing in my way right now. I switched going into Hydreigon, and he's going to knock off. That, I believe, is what tipped the tables in his favor right there. I needed that Choice Scarf. I should have kept Mega Beedrill in, and I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the right move was. I feel like I should have kept Mega Beedrill in, going for my own knockoff or something. And I don't know if it would have taken Banette out of the match, but it would have dealt a crap ton of damage to it. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse. That's not going to do anything to Primarina. She's just going to shrug it off. But I can't do anything to Primarina. My Hydreigon can't really do much to Primarina here. And Moonblast is going to take Hydreigon out of the match. I didn't switch in U-turn because I don't want Beedrill to take any more damage than it already has. I don't want to put it in freaking Shadow Sneak range. So now all I have left is Beedrill, and I know the match is pretty much lost at this point because with Mega Banette, he can, if I have anything that can Oko Mega Banette, he can just Destiny Bond my Beedrill away. Poison Jab, I'm sorry, is going to knock Primarina right out of the match. So that, I don't know. I really don't know what the right... If y'all know what the right move was, I mean, who's to even say? But if y'all feel the right move was to just take Banette out with Haxorus at that point, then let me know. I feel like it might have been, but then again, I also forgot about his Bishart. So knockoff on Banette, doing a very good amount of damage. Knockoff on Mega Beedrill, taking it out of the match. Good game, Chris, man. It's always fun battling you, dude. It's always fun battling kurAmOz. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. If y'all want to battle me, join my Discord. Hit me up. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye!